Good evening. Sounds so talk showish. So, I just finished making a very huge pile of crepes. I like doing things in bulk and then packaging them up so that way I can take out healthy meals when I need it very easily. It got me thinking though, when I do something such as crepes, it's very repetitive. And well, okay, let me just start at the beginning. It while I was doing this, it really put me in mind of the talk of kitchen witchery. So many videos, people out there talk about kitchen witchery, and generally it has to do with herbs and teas. And I mean, I love tea. Here, see, love tea. Tea, great. Yeah, really do. But there is so much more to it. And really, I think that we need to think of it as often a gift from the ancestors. When I do something like crepes, I mix up the batter and then I'm ladling into the pan, twirl the pan, flip it over, dump it on the plate, ladle it in the pan, twirl it around, flip it over, dump it on the plate, over and over and over. And it's just repetitive. Tamales, got it all mixed up, spread the masa on the corn husk, fold it up, put it in the steamer, spread the masa, fold it up, put it in the steamer. Repetitive things like that tend to put, at least me, into a state of trance, very meditative. And especially more and more when I'm cooking, I love listening to Dave the Bard. I just absolutely love his music. I'm trying to think of favorite songs, of course, Cauldron Born, Caradwin and Taliesin, The Hills Are Hollow. There's so much. It's just the most beautiful music, and it really, I feel it in my soul. And doing that type of repetitive, meditative work while listening to that, and, while it's cooking, and I have to wait before I flip it over, I always kind of back up from the stove and I'm dancing a little. Maybe it's a scary sight, but hey, I love to dance. And it just, I twirl a lot. I do a lot of spinning, and the spinning, it all adds to the repetition and the trance. And it's just something that I was really thinking of. That brings in, shall we say, a magical awareness, because when you get into that state, things come to you and you know things, and it's beautiful and wonderful. So if you want to call it kitchen witchery, know that it is a lot more than just using herbs in your cooking or making teas. It's so much more. Another thing, think of all the things that passed down from the ancestors. And this could be just your mom, your grandma, great grandma, whatever. And I'm not dissing on the guys, grandpas passed things down too. But it's the things that are passed down to us. That's also magical, because we're bringing the ancestors to us when we're doing that. I grew up, didn't matter what other traditions were being followed or not, Vasilio Pita, the New Year's bread, every single year, my mother would make that, and find the shiniest coin to put in that bread. And the person who got that coin, when they got a piece of bread, would have the luck and prosperity for the year. Is that not magic? That's magic that was passed down, and it was a belief. It still holds true. Held true back then, it holds true now. Pan de muerto, for la Dia de los Muertos. That's dead bread for the Day of the Dead. It's made with extremely strong flavors. Excuse me, spices and herbs and everything, really, really strong. And some people really like it, some people really don't. I like it, but it doesn't matter because it's not made for me. It's not made for the living. It's made for the dead. It's for the one day of the year that the people of that culture, at least, okay, I'm not going to say flat out because everybody's culture is different, but that it's believed that the dead are able to come and partake of things here on earth. But still, they don't have bodies. So for them to taste it, it's got to be extremely strong. Hence, pan de muerto, with all the spices. Very strong. They could taste it, trust me. All of these things are things that have come to us. And it's kitchen witchery, if you want to call it that. It's honoring the ancestors, if you want to call it that. It's so much that we need to hold dear to us and remember, and again, keep passing it on. But another thing and this is something that I kind of discovered, I did not even realize about me. When I am in a frenzied state of energy for whatever reason, I come in and I just start chopping and cutting and really working hard. And hi, no, I wasn't calling you, sorry. What was it? Yeah, I just actually realized this a couple weeks ago. I had gone to get something printed off, and the girl there at the computer lab, shall we say, was a you-know-what. I had just gotten extremely frustrated. Instead of being able to get my stuff printed, she was sitting there grabbing my arm and trying to push me in a chair because, no, all blind people use this machine. You need to use this machine. All blind people sing. No, all blind people not the same, lady. And don't grab me. So it's like, okay, I'm getting out of here, and I needed to get that energy out. You know, energy is fantastic, and it's not that it was negative energy. I don't think energy is necessarily negative. It's what you do with it. And I needed to get it released, and I didn't even think about it until I was doing this, and then it started coming to me that, hey, I always do this. I just came in and just started pulling out fruits and vegetables and started chopping and cooking, and this was in the middle of the day. I still had a class I had to go to. Generally in the middle of the day, I'm going to grab something like a bagel or whatever, you know, maybe something frozen. And here I had this full lunch, all fresh, wonderful. And, with herbs and everything too. And it got the energy out, but then I was able to nourish myself back to replenish what was being expended. That's magic. You know, I've heard some people, they don't cook when they're upset because they think that the negativity is going into the food, and that's fine for them. I don't really think that we're putting negativity in our food. I think we're getting the negativity out of us. We're expending energy that we don't need at the moment, and bringing in energy, once we feed ourselves again, that we do need. How does that go? Remember Einstein, their energy has no beginning, energy has no end. Energy just is. And I think that is just the most profound thing to think of, even though I don't know the exact quote, because it really has to do with what we're doing with our energy work, our magic, our crystals, and our lives. How we I view life. We're not going to die. I just don't see how it can be believed that we're going to die and be nothing, because we're energy. And our energy will continue and has continued from previous, times past. But that's a completely different subject. What I was focusing on was the kitchen. What you do in the kitchen really is magic. Think about taking some ingredients that by themselves is nothing and turning it into something spectacular. Like, okay, crepes. I had eggs, milk, flour, a little bit of sugar and salt. That's all. Eggs, milk, and flour. That's the base. Flour is a paste. Okay, blah. Milk and flour. Seriously, paste. Eggs by themselves. Sorry, I do not like eggs. They're, when they're just eggs, I can't get past the texture. I can drink a raw egg in juice. I can't eat a cooked egg. But when I mix it with that pasty flour and water, I absolutely love crepes. And then they become a beautiful thing. You put a crepe on a plate, spread it with some chocolate spread, or maybe a little brown sugar and butter, or you can even put veggies or cheese or anything in a crepe, and you've got like something beautiful, That's magic. So, I just wanted to share that with you, because I think that sometimes we sell ourselves short when we're using the labels, and that was the thing that I was really thinking about. That Kitchen Witchery. It's a label, and it's even witches and witchery is a label. How about we just are? Okay, just my rambles, and thanks for listening to me, guys. Love, peace, bye.